grab the suit like this. You can't see him grabbing the suit. See, he says, see how nice that fits? And then he turns around and he says, look, and he shows you the back. And he's grabbing the front. Right. He says, see how nice that fits? They always do this. The girl put this on me and I said, she's trying to sell me the $5,000 suit. That's what they always do. They put the best suit on you in the place first, and then the rest of them feel like a bag. That's the right size, but the wrong color. You look like Guido in this. Yeah. Okay, this says, I'm sincere, you can trust me, you can believe me. When you wear it with a white shirt, it doubles that power. So what we want to hear is a shirt that fits about like that. So you can get 2 fingers in here. And this arm, it's an inch, half an inch short. We want it on that bone right there. So you got to be able to see this cuff, and you want to see a half an inch of white back here too. This is right off the turnip truck here. A little bit here and too much here. This is way too much cuff, yeah. Medium break, this is what we're looking for here. You sure? Right on the navel. Now that I pulled his pants up, they're way too short.
These are the type of shoes you're going to be wearing?
Yep. Same shoes.
Okay.
And believe it or not, sometimes one leg's longer than the other. Feel this.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Okay.
And these pleats are popping out too, and his pockets are sticking out. That's the other thing. They might be a little droopy in the middle here. That has to be fixed, or you look like a hick. To pull this extra fabric up so that it doesn't have that wrinkle there. You're not putting back down. No, that's the way that's supposed to fit. We don't want it to fit like Guido, which is that. See this? Something's not quite right. We're going to see what he says, and I have to like what he says. But I'm gonna tell. We don't care how much it costs. We want it tailored. Right. So right, this is too much here. Not too tight, not too loose. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not baggy. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Yeah. And the tailor does that. You can't buy them off the rack like that. And we got a little problem with the way they fit. And you can tell us whether you're going to be able to fix it.
Right.
I just give them a little more crotch room. It might be the button. I don't like that, but I don't know whether that's fixable. This is too big, but
yeah.
There's enough to let it out that far?
Yeah.
Oh, good, okay.
Rise back?
Yeah, I'll be doing that. Looks a little, don't move while he's doing this. Now, this is a phallic symbol in our culture. It's replaced the codpiece. We don't want ever catch any Man of Steel balls with anything like this, but it's the right hue. This is bad news, bad news. It's not a power tie. It's a little, the pattern's a little bit too big. The typical businessman's tie.
And so what I'm going to do is demonstrate esoteric healing. And so part of this is going to be assessing, but also to be a light treatment as well. And I'll tell you what I'm doing as I'm going through these different areas. So it looks like I'm really not touching him, but I'm actually working in his energy field. So that energy field is extending beyond his physical body. Now, Rick, I want you to sit there with your eyes closed, and if you fall asleep, it's okay. But I want you to focus within and see whatever sensations might come to you while we're treating. If you feel nothing, that doesn't mean that the treatment isn't working. When I'm done treating you, I'll touch you lightly on your shoulder, and that just means we're finished. Okay, then you can wake up. Okay. So we begin with our alignment and attunement process. Then I start balancing the ajna. This is this brow center. In this work, energy follows thought. So I'm thinking very clearly and focused on the area that I'm going to be working on. So the next is solar plexus. Basic center. Sacral center, heart center, throat center, then we have a series of triangles, what we call triangles, that we do. And the first that I'll do will be the assessing the spleen for energy. Then the liver. Adrenals, kidneys. Then I look at the spine. And I'll come around to the front and I'll look at assess the sacral center and the hips, the feet, or the knees and the feet. Solar plexus center and the pancreas. Then I'm thinking stomach, and I'll look at the stomach. And the colon. Then the heart center, the thymus. Heart organ and circulation. To bring the venous blood back to the heart. Then look at the throat center and the thyroid. Then voice. Ears, shoulders, elbows, hands, and look at the lymphatic system. And I'll finish with the closing. We have a format for closing of crown to basic, sacral to throat, heart to solar plexus. We close the aura and ask a blessing. And finish with our brief treatment.
Okay, the first thing I do, I'm going to check your leg length. Yeah. This is one of the reasons we keep the shoes on, because in his case, the leg differential is almost none, you can't even pick anything up, maybe a 32nd of an inch. So very, very slight. But it's just something from my chiropractic days that I like to check, because when I first started doing the healing, it was so hard for me to believe anything was happening. I liked seeing things. But of course, since half the work I do with healing is over the phone, obviously I can't see it. So anyway, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to tune in. I'm going to get some information first. Okay, I'm going to do some healing first, and then I'm going to do some muscle work around your back second. And once again, when I work with people, when I'm doing the healing and God's working through me, about 50% sense something at the time. Things like heat, tingling, a sense of peace, a sense of love, a wave sensation traveling over the body, or a sense that someone's holding their feet, even when I'm not touching them. 50% on the other hand won't sense anything at the time. But usually about 90%, notice in that first 24 hours after the healing, that their symptoms are diminished or gone. So whatever the person is allowing themselves to receive with the healing usually manifests very, very fast. Okay, you can sit back up in the chair.
Now, if we did that right, the doctor and the patient are supposed to get red in the face, but I suspect only I got red in the face this time. There. Scoot back just a little bit so your shoes aren't quite on there. There you go. Perfect. Just like that, nice and loose. Okay, good. Now, stare at the edge of that picture and don't blink as I tap your forehead just with my finger. Keep staring there. Okay, now, here, feel this first, Pat. It's a little bit, it's not sharp, but it's rough, right? I'm going to stroke your palm like that. Look at that. Don't pay any attention to what I'm doing. Same thing here. Same thing here. Okay, good. Now, I'm going to tap my finger. Just let your jaw hang. Just like that. Perfect. Okay, very good.
Now, Debbie, could you pop onto the couch for an examination? Good. And if you just rest yourself back, get comfortable. All right?
Mm-hmm.
If I could start by looking at your hands. Thanks. And let's have a look at that one. Good. Just feeling your pulse. All right. I'm just going to tap on your tummy. Oh, now if I could start with your hands, please. In the hands, I'm looking at the nails for signs of clubbing, leukonychia or koilonychia. I'm also looking for palmar erythema or any evidence of Dupuytren's contractures. I also feel the pulse, noting the rate and rhythm to assess general fitness. Okay, just relax. The liver is not normally palpable, but if you do feel a liver, then you should assess its size and its edges by percussion.
Okay, so the first thing I do, I'm going to check the leg length. Okay, so right now to start, your right leg looks about 3/4 to an inch shorter. This one. Okay, so I'm going to be quiet and I'm just going to tune in and get some information first. Okay, I'm going to do some healing first, and then I'm going to do some muscle work around your back second. Now, about 50% of the people I work with, when I'm doing the healing and God's working through me, about 50% sense something at the time. Things like heat, tingling, a sense of peace, a sense of love, a wave sensation traveling over the body, or a sense that someone's holding their feet, even when I'm not touching them. 50% on the other hand won't sense anything at the time. But usually about 90% notice in that first 24 hours after the healing that their symptoms are diminished or gone. So at any given point in time, whatever the individual is allowing themselves to receive with the healing usually manifests very, very fast. Okay, you can get back up and sit in the chair.
At TM Lewin, once the customer enters the store, we establish what style and colour of suits they're looking for. Most customers do not know their size, so we establish this through our measuring services.
Hello, I'm looking for a navy suit for work.
Okay, step this way, sir.
Thank you.
I'm going to start by showing you a 2-button navy suit, but first, can I establish your chest size?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm just going to place the tape measure under your arm and across the front of your chest, okay? And you're going to be a 36-inch jacket, sir.
Right.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm just going to ask you to try this on very quickly for me. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, if I can just ask you to stand square and face the mirror, sir. Perfect. Okay, we're looking for 3 or 4 key things when fitting the suit. Firstly, we should have ½ an inch excess in the front of the suit. That allows you to see the curvature of the jacket and the silhouette. If the jacket were pulling across the centre button, it would be an indication of the jacket being too small. And if the space in the front was bigger than ½ an inch, then you would have a jacket that looked more square and unstructured, okay? Wow. So the ½ an inch enables you to see the curvature here. Okay. Secondly, we're looking at the lapel. It should lie nice and flat, and if it were bowing, it would be an indication that it isn't accommodating the chest properly. Okay. Okay? The shoulder should have 1/4 of an inch only, and the shoulder seam should sit in the correct place. Right. Any more than that, then the shoulder starts to collapse when wearing. Okay. With regards to the cuff, you should have the jacket sitting where the hand meets the wrist, yeah, and having the thumb line open at all times, okay? Now, establishing the correct length for you, as we do 3 jacket lengths, sir, right, we're looking to use the rule of thumb. You extend your arm and the thumb, and the jacket should meet at the tip of the thumb, which is an indication that you're in the correct length. Now, sometimes the arm length challenges this whole fitting, so if you turn around to the side, sitting where the vents are, the jacket should sit where the buttock line stops and the upper leg starts to drop, okay? I can just have you face the mirror. Excellent. Okay, I'm just going to remove the jacket for you, sir. When establishing waist size, we use the 6-inch drop, which is subtracting 6 inches from the chest, giving you the trouser waist size. Once the waist has been established, our trousers are unfinished, so we pin them, measure them, finalising the fitting. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, I'd like you to just stand square facing the mirror for me, please. Now we're about to establish your waist size. We're looking for ½ an inch excess with the waist, or alternatively, inserting 3 fingers is a way of depicting the right size, okay? I'm just going to give you a belt, sir. There we are, if you pop that on. You're currently in a 30-inch waist trouser. Okay. Now, as the jacket was a 36 chest, suiting works on a 6 drop. So if you subtract the 6, it gives you the appropriate waist size, okay? Perfect. Now once you fasten the belt, I need you to ensure that the trouser height is correct, as we're about to amend the length for you. Does that feel comfortable?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, just remain square standing, sir. Okay, so with regards to the trouser length, it's very important that we have a single break just as the fabric hits the bridge of the shoe. Okay, now if you turn round to the side, sir. Now it's also very important that the fabric sits just on the top of the heel. Okay, so if you would like to face the mirror again for me. Perfect. Okay. There you are, sir. That's your suit fitting complete.
Thank you.